Thank you. We have now joining us from the U.S. Capitol, Senator Bernie Sanders, who's one of the earliest supporters of the Democratic nominee for mayor in New York City, where polls just closed, Zohran Mamdani. Senator, we're getting word tonight in this race that turnout in New York is going to be the highest since 1969. So whatever has happened in this race, and I think a lot of it has to do with the kind of campaign that the Democratic nominee who you've endorsed and campaigned for has run, has really brought people out. What's your reaction to hearing that?
Well, I'm really excited about that. You know, I worry about the future of American democracy. I worry about people giving up on government, thinking their vote doesn't matter, tired of status quo politics. And the fact that you have a huge turnout in New York City tonight, no matter who wins, is a good sign for democracy. And I think you're right. I think Mamdani has done an extraordinary job in mobilizing people at the grassroots level, in exciting people. I suspect some people come out because they don't want him to be mayor. But anyhow, it is a good day for New York that many people have voted.
Just, you know, we've just started to get the first tabulation of vote in. Of course, polls closing just at 9 p.m. So the very first votes trickling in tonight. You can see we've got about 36% in, sort of counted immediately. Mamdani opening up a lead of about 12 points on Andrew Cuomo. Curtis Sliwa, who's running on the Republican ticket, with 8%. You know, people may or may not know this about you, Senator Sanders. Obviously, you were a member of Congress in Vermont. You've been a U.S. Senator. Your first big job in politics was as a mayor and as a socialist mayor in Burlington at the age of 40. And I'm curious what you learned about politics from the very, very practical exigencies of having to be mayor of a place when you first became mayor in Burlington.
Well, I think the lesson that I learned is what Zohran has been talking about, is you got to govern effectively. That means, in Vermont's case, you get the snow removed. You pave the streets. You make sure that your police department, your fire department, your streets department are working efficiently. And when you do that, people will give you leeway to start talking about some of the bigger issues facing the nation and your city.
Senator, I've gotten a chance to interview you a number of times through the years, and I would say one of your political talents and traits is to stay focused on a certain set of issues you really believe in, near and dear to your heart, and to touch home base on them. And Zohran Mamdani started his campaign laser focused on affordability, has continued to pivot to affordability. You can't get through 3 sentences without affordability. I'm curious what you think of his ability to do that, how important that kind of message discipline is, not just in a mayoral race, but as a general thing for Democrats in this political environment.
Well, it is enormously important. And what Zohran has done is made it clear that at a time when we have more income and wealth inequality than we've ever had, when the rich are getting much richer, while so many of our people are struggling to pay the rent or mortgages, put food on the table, pay for childcare, pay for the basic necessities of life, what he is saying in New York City is, you know what? We are going to take on the oligarchs. We're not going to give them tax breaks. We're going to make sure they pay their fair share. We're going to pay attention to the working people of New York City. And that is what, in my view, Chris, we've got to do all over this country. People are hurting. They are sick and tired of a situation where one man, Mr. Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. That is insane. There is no reason in the richest country on earth. Mamdani understands this. Most Americans understand that we are the only major country not to guarantee health care to all people as a human right. So if you run your campaign saying and being clear that you're going to fight for the working class, you're going to take on the oligarchs, that the ideas that you are talking about are not radical. They already exist in many other countries around the world. That's how you win elections.
Senator Bernie Sanders, one-time mayor of Burlington, Vermont, member of the House, and now, of course, U.S. Senator. Thanks so much for your time tonight, Senator.
Thank you very much, Chris. Take care.
I mean, Burlington is very happy to have Senator Sanders as their senator. I think they'd be 10 times as happy to have him back as mayor. I gotta say.
You never know. He's still got more fight in him.
He absolutely does.